take you straight to Kharkiv. France 24's Luke Shrego is following events there for us. Luke, what do things look like on the ground today?
Well, we can now say that we have had comment from Ukraine, then they have roundly denied it. A spokesperson from Ukraine's armed forces has come out and said that it is an information operation from the Russian side and that it is about as true as if Russia were to claim that they had destroyed all of Ukraine's HIMARS systems. So we do have that to begin with. Now, earlier on, it does have to be said that normally Ukraine does not comment on strikes that take place for at least 24 hours, and local media are forbidden from talking about it from a security standpoint. But it does have to be said, when you're talking about a figure of 600 dead Ukrainian soldiers, even unofficially, there would be whispers, there would be rumors, there would be information out there about something that would have happened. Now, further to this, we can see that there have been journalists on the ground in Kramatorsk. They have gone to the site of these purported strikes, and they have seen nothing of the sort. They've spoken to locals. We've been seeing pictures ourselves. There were indeed a couple of strikes that did hit the city that were reputedly these areas that have been hit to what we believe are vocational colleges where these troops are purported to have been staying. It did look like the strike had taken place, but nothing was damaged, and neither, of course, were these schools in use. There was one strike that hit near some old garages and some multi-storey buildings. No damage there. Another one of the buildings slightly damaged, but it was empty at the time. And indeed, Kramatorsk authorities apparently saying that there were no victims. Now, elsewhere, we can look at that Ukraine's standard operating procedures, shall we say, when it comes to housing its military units. Now, earlier in the war, if you might remember, there was a strike on a barracks in Western Ukraine that left quite a lot of recruits and soldiers dead. Ever since that time, Ukraine has not grouped its soldiers together like we saw last week in Kyiv with the strike that killed, well, according to the Russians, at least 89, according to Ukrainian estimates, far higher number of Russian soldiers. Ukraine hasn't done that, and I have seen that myself at the front lines. They are very widely distributed to specifically prevent this kind of thing from taking place. Now, if we're looking at this from the Russian perspective, if the armed forces spokesperson is to be believed, it does seem that Russia is at least trying to save save face in some way. Looking at that strike in Kyiv that killed so many Russian soldiers, it needs to say something to its domestic audience. It has been coming under deep amounts of criticism from its own people.
All right, Luke, in Kharkiv for us with that very latest info, particularly on Kyiv's response. Thank you, Luke.